cannot beat Mac.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the one good thing for Cloud9 is your last online match was that one versus FaZe. FaZe was definitely testing that map pool, right? You had the big Celium clutch on Vault. You played a lot of Vault versus this Cloud9 team. Maybe that's why we're not seeing in this series, because Boston's just pretty much saying, let's just stay away from Vault. They're going to get rid of our red card. What does that leave? A lot of this. Protocol and Skyline through all 5.
Yeah, I feel like whenever we've casted Boston, there's been a red card in the mix at some point. Whether it's been a hard point or a surge, we've gotten there, but not going to be the case this time around. We're going to kick it off on Protocol. We'll see if the maps being a little stronger for Cloud9 New York is going to matter or not. Well, like you said, 2 they haven't played, but the Skyline map 4 certainly an interesting one. Looking to see if Mac can light things up early on in this. Him and Atash getting it going.
You know what, I mean, Mac, he has been just, he's been great for them. Obviously, you know, taking a year off, dealing with some family things, but since, you gotta be thinking he's back on this stage and he's gonna be excited to try to do what he can, but a nice break there from Awakening and Snoopy.
That's true, it's one thing to be back in the league, it's another thing to be back on the main stage. Snoopy with the 4-0 start, he drops. Crimp's POV for now. We'll see what he can open up after Mac and Sib open up everything on the map. Just really going to be playing around the hard point, trying to provide coverage for his team at the point. That'll be Sib that's soaking up the time early on as there's a lead change here early. So far, looking good. You see the lock on the minimap ready to pop over towards Tower. We'll get ready for that. The first person on rotation will be Cammy. He gets a kill. Awakening drops one top mid, so you're in a good stretch here to locate some time.
Yeah, nice start for Snoopy. He starts 5-1. Need the rest of everybody else to get involved, especially this man, Purge. You know how impactful he was in their online matches. Some good time being earned, but Kremp just flying on through, trying to win some gunfights. Able to take down one, but traded out by Snoopy. His teammates are right behind him. A nice headshot from Cammy, but it's Cloud9 with mid-map control and hill control.
And with some of the inconsistencies you've seen at AR for Awakening and Cammy, like, is it one of them that just really needs to get going and they can win this series? Do you need both to get going, or like, you just think they're the better team here?
I think just one, but I think you're just saying one if Snoopy and Purge are playing to what they showed online.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
And right now you're getting that from Snoopy, just not from the other side.
Well, still quite early here for Purge to get ripping, but see if that opts to happen. Snoopy tries to take down 2 on the push through, but won't find success there. Early on rotation off Cloud9, so as third gets ready to go, it's going to be the grapple up play for 2 members here of Boston Breach. And you've got the angle on this. Sim just lays down after he hits the stun. The trade does come through. Purge, I think, finds the angle, but you're holding it from bottom, so he can't get anything successful going. So far, the wall now for Cloud9 has set up nicely. Snoopy a chance to really make a play in the back. You have to pick up different angles now if you're Cloud9. You're scrambling a bit. One going to spawn out. That's going to be Crimp. It's on the other 3 to go huge. You've got numbers massively if you're Boston Breach. Attach and Sip do their best, but Boston Breach eventually get in, and it's one gunfight win really for Snoopy. You get to the back and things fall apart.
That's it, yeah, as soon as Snoopy wins that, because he also blocks the close spawns, right? So it's just pinch that develops. Then Breach able to win the 3 versus 3 on the hill, plus they have the reinforcements right back comes Cloud9 New York. They're able to find 3, Attach finds the 4th. Yeah. The scrap time goes their way. Now it is a foot race down here towards P4, but Breach off spawn are going to have multiple members in position. Cammy and Purge find 2.
Yeah, it's like not the end of the world if you die there if you're Breach. Like, you broke up a little bit of time after a great hold from Cloud9, but now you need to set up really for your bread and butter where you need to get time. Crimp thinking about a nade, but he's going to push out top middle for now. We'll hop over as the fights are going down bottom. No trophy there. Simtax able to hit. Mac able to pick up 2. Purge has got to go huge. He's there with Wake, who has sub in hand. Purge at least able to trade. He'll be the last man standing. Purge has had to step it up, and right now he's doing it. A big sequence up to 4 in a row. He started, what, 1-6, 1-7? Now really coming to life. There is number 5. They needed him. He's stepping up, and well, Snoopy with the play on the last hard point. Now Purge plays here is what you expect from this sub-duo.
Yeah, and I think Purge, I mean, those first couple of hills just didn't go his way. I think Cloud9 Mac had a 3rd AR out early. So, you know, you're that second sub, or you're a sub just constantly fighting AR's top middle. You can just get put to hell. But fighting back is Cloud9 for 10 seconds. All the Jackals out, so they're going to keep their lead through first rotation.
Yeah, not the end of the world. We'll get that 10. I mean, kind of similar to what Boston Breach was able to break up on the last hard point. Out towards Heli will be Cammy, who's trying to set up. Purge will be the guy in to pick up time. From this spot, really just relying on your teammates to find angles and kills and finesse the best you can around the point. He will drop, but I was gonna say his teammates come out swinging for the next few, but it's Sid that's actually able to answer back with the multi. No one, though, really able to actually get time inside of the point. Purge back off spawn, and he just sprints right in, say, all right, I'll soak it up. We'll see how this second set of rotations end up playing out. Anything big you really want to mark from the first set, or teams kind of feeling each other out?
I mean, I think if you're Cloud9, you're happy with your overall slaying. You know, everyone is getting involved. The problem is, yeah, just objective. I mean, it's Purge again, just right off a spawn. He's right back into this P1. A lead change is about to come in. You're hoping for a little bit more from the Cloud9 side with the players slaying the way they have throughout this game, but I think maybe that just comes down to that P4 when Purge really starts to get going. But Snoopy with some great shots on to attach, did some shots in a crep on this cross, and over towards P2. Boston already there.
I swear we watched Sim die, Purge die in the hard point. Sim gets 2. They got a third kill, I thought. Purge comes off spawn, just runs into the hard point. He's there the rest of the hill. Like literally the rest of the hill, and now you're up 20. I'm sure there's more to it than that, but it seemed kind of insane just from our POV. And now you chain this into second. So far, so good. From top middle, though, Crimp gonna do what he can to pick this apart. The timing ends up perfect for him. Snoopy will finally trade it out, and that multi-kill silences the play from Crimp. Oh, God, the timing there. Snoopy looks right as Mac hits it. Purge tries to go vertical from the top rope, and he gets 1 or 2 before he ends up dropping. Just an insane flurry of trades around the P2. And you're trying to make sure you hold for third as well, as New York so far getting both done. You see the early rotation over from Mac. Just trying to make sure nobody kind of gets through like Snoopy was able to do.
Yeah, that's really it. 10 seconds left on this hill. Maybe you find some of this scrap time if you're Boston. Not going to happen. Kremp from top gun gonna lock it down. But yeah, you're just kind of calling out names. Where is Snoopy? Right, you're just trying to make sure that he cannot make a play. Speaking of New York right now, down 20. Let's go to a listen in with Cloud9.
I'm on for left dead. I'm showing outside. Could be sidewalk or spawn, maybe. Yeah. 2v1. Yo, I'm going Harry sidewalk. I'm on for there. Harry sidewalk. Yo, 1v1 gun. P1 outside. P1 outside. They're both sidewalk and P1. Both outside. Give me dirt. I'm on for there. Give me dirt. Maybe. I'm on there. There's one more further. Charlie right. One more. Nice. Four. I'm going new. Awakening dead. Nice, good job. I'm over the right. They spawn middle. Heard you. How much am I back? Already jumping me. Alright, did you bar something? One shot. Nice. They spawn something back at me. Cammy's now. Go new. I'm waiting big wrong. Go new. Get out. Yeah, I got it. I'm big door with you. Wait, don't speak. Zip. Zip nice. That's clear. One big door. Left side big door. Nice. E-box, one shot. I'm in his spot. He's on one shot. Wait, yeah. I said I need to close right, Charlie. One shot. Boom. There's 2 big doors. Yeah, there's 2. Alright, stay on the break. Take the back. Yeah, I'm gonna go spiral. I spawn grandma's. I laid down big door. One big door. I'm gonna meet you guys big door. Big door. Close our big door on me, Purge. I'm in grandma's here. I'm working grandma's. I'm with you, jump. Let's jump. I need to jump. Ready? Yeah, we can go. I know you can jump. On the heady. He's jump. Computers. Okay, computers also drop. I'm in spawn. Wait, one more time. Yeah. Guarantee kill here. I'll lead big door, okay? I bet. I'm going big door on the back though. Yeah, I'll go big door. Yeah, send over. One might be. I can send you. Challenge big door. Big one shot. It's all good. Guarantee this new. Okay. So much is I'm living on heli. I'll see him top grandma's. I'm waiting on heli. I have like all of mid right now. Top grandma's said. P2's up. P2 on me. Tower.
For Cloud9, you had a really good hold in P3. The comms seemed to be on point. They were really trying to make sure Boston Breach couldn't get into their ideal setup, but then it was just, 3 straight waves of nearly perfect sequences out of Boston Breach, to the point that you had like a 5 and 4 spree out of everyone. You're now calling it death from above. They slam them there on P4. They're trying to slam the gate close on this map up 30.
I mean, there was 13 kills in a row towards the end of that P4 for Boston Breach. And yeah, I mean, the comms, they were energetic. You weren't really calling out names, but you could tell they were trying to get things going for the Cloud9 side. A little bit staggered, but it has just been all Boston Breach since that hill. And now they're controlling P1 the way they have the entire game, putting pressure time and time again on Cloud9. And well, now they're 25 points away from winning map 1.
Yeah, no, they hit another gear at that P4, trying to not look back and close this game. You can't win it on this one, but if it was Purge doing it the objective, last time at P1, it was him doing it through the gunny. This time around, they're splitting up pretty far gun side, left side map, so you've got a hike now if you're Boston Breach. You'll have really nice early control for Cloud9. This is just a tough one to really solidify for a full 60, and it just feels like you're really going to need that if you're Cloud9. You've got to be pristine, not allow any openings. Openings starting to come though. Cammy, chance the pluck from above, but there's just so many angles. Just any point like this where you just have the high ground from top mid, it seems so difficult.
Well, now you have to trek across the map. I mean, Boston do such a good job at breaking that. They spawn them out far, all the way back P3. You do get a double in from Max, so you have some control. You're just hoping to get this to the next hill, but you only have 20 seconds left. Boston only needs 7 of that.
That's like, thank God that nade hits, because that was a player in the hard point. So
yeah,
like,
they might have a chance. It looks like Boston, they were opting, maybe they weren't going to flood this. They were going to try to rotate towards the P3, so there's a chance here for Cloud9.
that might be the case. You kind of go for the jugular if you're Boston Breach, but Cloud9 don't allow it to happen. You're still spawning out wide right. You got to back this up, though, if you're Cloud9. Make sure no funny business, no deep spawn in behind you. That's number 8, Mac, that's getting the kill and backing it up. You need 35 for the win, still 7 for Boston Breach. You need insane hold, and it's this guy that busted it wide open with the pick and then the back spawn for his team the first time through here at P3. We'll see if Snoopy can do it again. He's looking to hit it with Purge. The subs looking to go. There's the first opening. The slide is just built as he gets a second. The movement looks so clean.
Spawns
Leads
are
to
still
a
there.
kill
Those
as well.
spawns are there for Cloud9.
But yes, where you got the spawns and hope they go smoothly, it doesn't for Boston Breach. It's not enough to disrupt the setup. Now 13 for the victory is Cloud9 New York. Boston Breach starting to sweat. Joe saying, oh boys, he's feeling it with another multi from Snoopy. The slide simply too strong. There's the break in. One does spawn in the back.
Oh no.
Maybe a chance to do it. A double from Crimp might do it, but it won't happen. Boston Breach get just enough. Just enough to close it out. But God, Cloud9 made him work for it.
I mean, just enough is Snoopy. That is it. I mean, his double, he's able to find a zipline time. He finds both of those kills. And yeah, I mean, that was close. I mean,
Yeah.
Cloud9 do a heck of a job to get it to the P3. They make sure nobody sneaks on through. There was a quick trade on to Snoopy the first time, but then he finds the route once again.
Yeah, and I was so focused on like his double when the first double. Like I thought maybe he's got those kills, he would get the back spawns for Breach, but I didn't see. I was so focused on his kills, I didn't see if his 2 teammates were alive or what ended up happening. And Cloud9 ultimately spawns back there. I'm like, okay, they really got a chance now. I thought that was going to be their one real crack at it, but another multi from Snoopy. I mean, he might not make the right play every single time.
Well, he's starting to.
But he's getting better at it, and well, he's always had the movement, the gunning. I mean,
I think you're starting to see his patience a lot of the times, right? That's not what he was doing in the past.
well, last year, I mean, people were really critical of him because
Yeah, and I think this year, maybe with the players on his team, the coaching staff, they've really focused on it, that you could see it pay off. I mean, if it's not for his plays, in a couple of those situations, they lose this map without a doubt. But I think the difference was a couple of those P4s where they just had so many kills in a row.
P4 and yeah, the P1s where you got way more time than it felt like you should have for Boston. But just 6 points between them. A nail-biter game. A really great stretch from Cloud9 to get it to that point, but just not enough left in the tank. But yeah, the P4s, I mean, especially the second time through, it was just, I mean, that's how you want it to go. That is like your lockdown money hill, but that was about as perfect as it gets. I mean, they lost like 2-3 players that entire time.
You're seeing what teams are doing. They're pulling out 4 Jackals, right? It's just a constant flood, and when you have numbers, good luck challenging some of those headies. The slides come on through. The trades are on point. You just see the top left. Look at the scoreboard right now. I think it gets up to 13, maybe even more. You then earn the Hellstorm to call in. But this was the chance, and I think Boston, there was 2 calls here. Some players were starting to rotate towards P3. There was a couple just kind of lingering around that P2, and they end up getting caught. But again, Snoopy's play, he gets traded out quickly right here due to attack. So he gets taken out, and then right off spawn, goes top zip, finds a double to give them a chance.
Yeah, because it feels like a lot of times you'll either, I don't know, you'll like rotate 3 or something and maybe leave 1 to win a one-on-one and win it, but now, dude, Snoopy's movement, bro. The guy is disgusting. Some incredible moments at the tail end. I thought maybe Crimp's multi gonna be enough, but it's the subs and Purge and Snoopy that end up closing it out. The indecisiveness we thought might catch him from P2 doesn't end up biting him. Because yeah, they went from what? Up 60-ish to nearly throwing that one away. And we'd be talking about this map very differently. I mean, that was a Hercules-like effort out of Cloud9, but just not enough.
Yeah, and I think like that's what you want to see from Cloud9 is like towards the end of that P2 and P3, it felt like their teamwork was a little bit more on point. There were a lot of segments just early on, some early hills at the start of the game where they're finding kills. They're outslaying by 10, but you know, it's a tie game. Like something is a little bit off there, but it started to fix towards the back half of that map.
Well, you just got to think you've got I don't know if ego is the right word, but you've got a player in Attach that's had a lot of success. You know, Dante's Sib, he's had insane levels of success as well. When you're struggling like this, it's just got to be tough. I mean, I guess your view from like Mac and Ori, he's probably happy to be back involved like this. Crimp comes out of a crazy situation with that run from Thieves last year, but I don't know. I think Ant kind of nailed it for me. It was just like the vibes are off, like something might be broken in that camp. And it could take one run this. You get a couple wins here and suddenly that turns, but they just haven't had a winning culture at all there yet.
No, I mean, I think it's just, yeah, just sort of the team chemistry, maybe everybody getting on the same page. It could just be as simple as roles, right? And how people want to play this game. Very different than last year and previous years. A lot more flood heavy, and yeah, it should simply just come down to speed.
Yeah, and well, just the way they're built, and the fact that it goes more sub-heavy doesn't help. But you've got Sib, who I don't know who we're going to see sometimes, whether he's going to be just flying at you and gunning you in your sleep, or if he's going to be playing slower like Attach and just so L-trigger heavy. You got two ARs that aren't exactly. Remember, what was the stat we had back in like Black Ops 3? Remember, it was like we could see how many steps somebody took. Like, that was crazy. I don't think these ARs are. They could be a little Iron Boots-esque, I imagine.
Yeah, and that could just be just from roles from last year, because I feel like Sib, like, he can play with some pace, right? It's just he's got to get back to that. Where last year on that NYSL team,
it was either or. You weren't really sure what it was going to be. Is he going to come out and hit it and drop 50, or is he going to rotate 30 seconds early? We weren't really sure.
Well,
but Crimp, okay, well, he demolishes that round. We're talking about maybe some of the issues with Cloud9 and Hardpoint, or just overall, and that round is done real fast.
Well, yeah,
Three from Crimp, just pops a triple around the site, little slide back and forth, little bunny hop on the chow, and beautiful there from Crimp.
And that's a Skyline round, right? I mean, just a banging out towards Kitchen. He's able to find three, the stuns connect, and he makes it look easy. But again, just another question mark here, just allowing this map to go through. This is where we've seen Cloud9 have a good amount of success in Search and Destroy.
And for what the map for as well, right?
Yep.
Well, Boston Breach kind of thrown on their back in that first one. Purge the only one be able to get a kill. He gets the first blood, but after that, nothing goes their way. Nice shots from Crimp. His streak will come to an end. Purge and Cammy bringing it back. Purge traded out, though, quickly. It's going to be on Cammy. Now 1 versus 2 against Mac and Sib. Mac will get the plan in. See how Cammy opts to attack this. Now he's still got both pieces of the utility, so he has his nade, he has his stun. He's got a face full of glass as well.
That would hurt.
So much to clear. 20 seconds now to go, and he's just starting to run out of time. He's got eyes on both, and I think maybe he's going to be able to just line up that first fight, but Sib just puts him down.
Yeah, I mean, Sib hit some great shots, and then Mac was able to hang on to his Semtex, so he would have definitely had to reposition there. You see Mac just sort of run across. He's going to throw a shoulder, throws the grenade, but just great shots from Sib, and that's what we love to see from the guy starting off this map 3-0.
Just peeling him there off the heady. Thought maybe the utility coming to play for Cammy, but never really an opportunity to do that. Sib 3-0. He had the first blood in that round. So last time on offense, Breach just kind of get blown off the map with the all-out pressure towards A for Cloud9 New York. A little bit different of a look this time, but it looks like underground route is coming in from Crimp.
He just goes right through bedroom.
Was it right middle? Okay.
Yeah, right through middle. He's going to take some shots, and then he has to back down.
Yeah, I thought it was underground until he shot, and then I was like, never mind.
Yeah, we can't tell. Oh, doesn't finish the kill onto 1. So Snoopy is there for the trade. Had a chance maybe to turn this into a 2 versus 3.
On both sides of it, well, Attach, he's sniffed out. He gets ripped to 9 HP, and now he's in a 1 versus 4. So much better time from Boston Breach. This time offensively, a little bit of a different hit on the defensive side as well. But Boston deal with it. Don't lose anybody in the process. And great job in the post plan. This time it's Cammy racking up the first blood. So you found both your first bloods on offense. Just try to do a better job turning it into round wins. Here, able to do it. You got Purge at 4 leading the way. I think Sib maybe with 4 on the other side of it.
And this is what we see on Skyline, right?
Before.
You know, some of the four-man hits just aren't starting to go your way. You get on to the next attack, and they just sort of play a slow round. They don't allow Cloud9 to take catwalk from them, and yeah, Cammy just able to find that first blood.
Well, they're trying to hit it. Just send it. Send it.
And this is what Crep wants to do.
Yeah, he did it on defense. He's doing it now on offense. You still have a chance in this round with Awakening and Purge up, but yeah, no, I mean, you might just want to hit the side over and over again if you're Cloud9 right now, because Kremp is getting twisted. Attached looking for angles, and Big Giga putting him down. Purge now, 1 versus 2 against Mac and Sib. We'll see if he has both to work with or just AR in hand. I thought he spotted him maybe when he backed down, but not going to see it, and he's going to get dropped easily. Cloud9 handle the post plant, win that in the 2v1, and now take the 3-1 edge.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of those, maybe like your teammates see him, you don't see him, but yeah, just, again, just pure pace on the side of Cloud9. They are playing so fast, and while Kremp's winning those gunfights, turning them into multi-kills. Again, now if you're Boston, do you try to slow this down? Do you try to match it? Might be difficult to do, because that is exactly how Cloud9 wants to play this map.
Yeah, clearly. Like, let Kremp just go do his thing. Get some shots in support, but let him just run in a straight line at whatever setup. Sib, his first blood. Mac, able to do it, but Awakening bringing it back. Purge gonna get swarmed, though. It's gonna be all on Awakening. He's gonna have to pull off the ace if he's gonna get it done. A good old-fashioned quick skyline round. Or not. Can Wake slow it down and somehow pull this off? This would be absolutely huge if he is able to do it. Did they see him as he wrapped through? I don't know if they got eyes rising around in the corner, but now they're going to know that's the play as they start to clear and take space.
Kremp maybe spotted him the way he's playing this. Both just trying to trail. They don't want to get caught. They know he has to plant. Yeah, they're just going to wait now.
I swear, in just the Boston matches we've casted, like, Wake always has one chance for a crazy clutch or an ace or 1v4, 1v3. He's been so close. They're getting intimate with some plants.
Yeah, no.
But now they're going to keep moving. Under 30 to go now. And we've just been playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Maybe a good timing here for a Wake. They lead B. He ends up getting across. He's just got to get to plant the bomb. And again, we're just going to do a circle.
I thought he was going to keep wrapping. It was going to be perfect, but that will not be the case. Finally goes to commit to the bomb. Your two Cloud9 players coming up the grapple, able to shut it down. So ended up being a solid minute, really, of ring around the skyline. See the final kill one more time. The attach comes up, and yeah, the timing could not be worse. I thought if he kept wrapping over to his A, which I thought was going to be the case, it would have been perfect as the rotation from the defense just came off. But
again, they try to pick up the pace, though. Does Boston on offense? It just does not work out. So Cloud9 playing the way they want to play on Skyline, up 4-1.
Yeah, you're hoping maybe for an all-out hit, like aggressively on A, but it's more shots from the cross from Piano side, top Alk, I think, where they get their openers. And that's what Cloud9, I mean, keep them guessing, right? Like, hit that crazy fast gear, even can play it aggressive from the other side of the map, but you're just wondering where the punch is going to come from right now. Purge, he'll tack on his second first blood. Cammy's POV is his headshots ring true. Using their numbers to push it, and yeah, looking good for Boston Breach. 4-1 advantage. Feels like when they're winning rounds, they're nearly flawless, because what? No, that's actually both their rounds have been flawless. When they've won it, they've not lost a single player, so do more of that.
Well, really, it's just shutting down Kremp in his early multi-kills. So you're looking at the subs. You know, Snoopy starts off 1-4. Still around that stat line. Purge, though, he's the one that's starting to turn it around. They can win those initial gunfights through the subs. Yeah, it feels like it's going their way.
Or get your subs through without them getting cut down the cross by the likes of Sib, the likes of Mac. But this is where you need to find some success here. Offensively, what do you try to do? I mean, it's just whether it's been a quick hit for angles directly onto A. Okay, so they're back to kind of their early round, just sending it like Kremp hit it. At least that's what it looks like on the map, and that is going to be the case. They play it, they back up. They play it a little bit more passively, like we're not going to square up. We're going to hope it's that push, and we can catch someone getting over eager. If they're able to do that in Kremp, but then you lose Purge for free, and that's a tough death, because now you're into a 3v3, you don't get away with numbers.
Yeah, at least the round's not over yet on this attack. Yeah, finally they slow it down again. After winning that first round, now they can work either site. Have all three players together, and you can see Cloud9, they're very split up. So yeah, there's going to be no trades. And while Cammy Awakening going to find both of those kills, last player taken down is Big Wake. Hits it with the pistol.
Yeah, and that's just the one, like, all right, we're going to give up map control. You're hoping it's an all-out hit type round, and you can catch Kremp just sending it.
I mean, it's okay to give up map control on this, because it takes 5 seconds to regain it.
Yeah, it's a little different than a typical search map, right? Giving up space, not the end of the world. You can win one gunfight, and suddenly it's all back in your favor. But the play call is correct out of Boston Breach. You get back-to-back rounds. You get that offensive round, which you've been desperately fighting for. And again, it's almost like perfect. Like when they're good, they're great in these search rounds. Awakening on 4 in a row, 3 for Cammy. That nade ends up being perfect right onto the edge of the wall to kind of stop that push, but I thought maybe one more trade going to come in, but Crimp is able to get bomb and get out of this as we go to this 3 versus 3.
Well, these have been the situations Boston have been winning, right? When the craziness kind of happens early, it's been all Cloud9. But once it slows down, that's when Breach are winning.
We'll see if that'll be the case here as well. Crimp just wants to get this down, so he'll grapple up and go for the stick. Now, the 3-man retake. The fights are going to start. Sib able to win a big one. So on to Snoopy and Awakening. All onto Awakening now. Trying to clutch up into 1 versus 3. I thought he had that one finished. Tried to hit the pre-fire as well. He is snapping and he is shooting. He might get 2 different players to 1 bullet, but the fact is he finishes off in either. And finally, as the round stretches and extends, you're able to win one of those if you were Cloud9.
Yeah, nice multi-kill out of Sib. Just a lot of confidence inside that bomb site. And then here's the shots from Awakening. Jumps into the window, finds the final kill. Puts them 1 round away from tying up the series.
Yeah, he almost had tough timing with that evergreen or whatever it is. Awakening nearly just gets the edge on him in the fight, but damage dealt. Kills are not. 1 more round needed now for Cloud9. And this looks a little bit different than the kind of defensive setups we've seen from Cloud9. Yeah, they're sending 2 under, right? Mac with the first blood. Snoopy bringing it back. Trying to use the bomb site best you can, but Snoopy can't stay up. Sib tacks on another. They've got numbers, the numbers increase. Another multi from Sib, he's up to 5 in a row. Last player will drop, and Cloud9, after letting things slip away a little bit in the mid-round, they're able to pick it back up. A lot of different defensive hits they were looking at on Skyline, but that's why you were kind of surprised to see them playing Skyline for hardpoint search and destroy.
I mean, this is the, like, Cloud9 wants to play very simple Call of Duty right now.
Yeah.
That's their strength. It's been on Skyline. They're going to get 2 in this series. So they win their map pick here in map number 2, tie up the series. But yeah, double digits out of Sib.
And you have the edge, like 5-4 in first bloods if you're Boston Breach, but a lot of those you just don't end up turning into round wins, especially over that stretch at the end of it where Cloud9 start to take over. Yeah, 10 from Sib, as you said, 1,300 damage out of him. Crimp was an early round Reaper, at least through your first few rounds. Maybe slows down a bit, but his impact was felt, and just kind of keep guessing if you're Boston Breach's offense and how you want to plan to attack things. But
yeah, I mean, he only gets 1 first blood, but I mean, Mac has 4 first deaths. I think he was the one trading and then turning it into another kill to give his team the advantage.
Yeah, it's like a stat that we don't have there, but it's like, run out in front of me, soak up some bullets so I can make a play. And when your teammate does make a play, you feel good about it because you get the win. But they take the search, they tie it up, and be ready to go to a protocol. Thoughts really about the control as we move towards that?
Well, this is one of the maps that Cloud9, they had the choice, right? You see the veto. So the Hacienda veto comes through. In Boston, they've been so good on Vault where now you're playing a map that you have not played a match. So Cloud9 sitting at 0-0. You should have the advantage here if you're Boston.
We'll see if Boston does have the advantage. They'll look to swing the game back into their favor. Before we get to map 3, it's a little break for the players. We'll hear the desk break it down.
No 3-0. We're going to at least a game 4. Big Owls, how are we feeling?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
I had him in 4. I knew you in 5, but I had him in 4.
All right, let's start with Bigger Al. So, Alan, what did you learn from your team? Because in game 1, it looked like Boston was in control until Cloud9 really gave him a run at the end.
Yeah, I mean, a 6-point game, you can look to a multitude of different moments throughout the hard point and find 6 points. Yeah, the ending is electric, right? I mean, you got Sib for 6 in a row, and then there's just a little bit of a beef on the setup at the end of it, just getting a little too stringy. But I think overall, I'm looking back to that P4 break attempt from Cloud9, just too scattered. I mean, we had 3 different hits at this, and it was right here where Purge just kind of slides left to right, finds 2, shuts it down. Another attempt comes out where Cloud9 just don't look like they have that kind of entry timing that we expect from a top-level team.
Yeah, it was a minute and a half of 1-by-1 gunfights, like legitimately. Yeah. I'm watching this, okay, yeah, this is the Cloud9 I saw online. Just struggling, not on the same page, not on the same pace. And then you see at the very end, they had an opportunity to win. Sib goes crazy, actually. He was having a terrible map, finds 4 kills in a row, basically secures the win, and then slides that Snoopy where I mean, quite frankly, just got dumped on. Like, just literally got cooked, and then they end up losing that. But in the search and destroy, huge response by Civ, popping off. They get the W there, where they were on the same page.
He tries to go upstairs, and Snoopy just doing what Snoopy does. He seals the deal. Boston takes game one, 250 to 244, a 6-point difference. Let's look at this young man. What a season he's having, Allie. What a performance.
Unreal, especially because, you know, the biggest question was with Boston Breach, you know, we come to land, like, what are they going to give this? Are they going to be the same team? And Snoopy has been the same player. And I think that's the most impressive thing, because we were raising so many flags of building around him, right? And so we're all questioning, what does Boston see in this kid that we just keep building around him and putting him in this position with all this pressure? And it has made him into a diamond. He's an incredible sub.
I was pretty cocky after seeing Boston win game number one.
Same.
Game two, I thought would be an easy mopping, but Cloud9 hangs in the search and destroy. Let's take a look at some of the best moments from that game two. Snoopy getting picked early. The first bloods were landing for Krem.
It felt like the SMGs were just taking control early for Cloud9, putting a lot of pressure, especially on the offensive front, right through pool. And it just foiled all of Boston's defensive setup to where they had to change their setup a lot around what they wanted to do with their subs. It never really felt like they got comfortable on the defensive end. So the lead just too, I think, large to eventually come back on.
Absolutely, and the fact that it was even Skyline S&D is, I want to say, a misstep a little bit on the side of Boston Breach, because that's their strongest search and destroy for the side of Cloud9, and it just fits their playstyle really well, because they are a first blood team, but they only do well on defense, and they have the worst post play in the league. So on Skyline, you don't have to play around the objective as much. You can play for that pressure, you can play for that map control and these kills, and that really favors Cloud9 more.
Yeah, and we had talked about it, like Cloud9 never struggled in getting the first bloods. It's what you do with the numbers after it. And Skyline kind of forces you to buddy up and play trades. And you saw a lot of situations like Awakening in a tough 1v2, or Snoopy having to make a big play, just not able to do it in that map. And now we're sitting 1-1.
As we take a look at our maps going forward, we have at least 4 games in front of us. In this next one for Control, though, who has more pressure, the SMGs or the ARs?
I think this is all about how free can Snoopy get. And I do think some of that is controlled by, are the ARs for Boston getting a first blood? Because if they find 4v3, Snoopy's going to run at you. If they can't hang and they're finding these 2v2, 3v3 moments, I think you can kind of keep Boston a little bit more at bay. But I do think this is going to be determined by who wins out between Mac and Snoopy.
That's a big smile. You're confident in Cloud9. Drop it.
I just had a little bit of a take on your question, just because, you know, typically that answer would be SMGs because we're running on protocol. But we saw map number 1. The SMGs on both teams are doing perfectly fine. It is 100% on the ARs of Cloud9 right now. They are the ones out of slow start in map number 1 protocol. They cannot have a slow start here in map 3 number protocol, because not only is this going to be the swing mode, but both these teams are awful at control. So it's going to be whoever can show up today.
Nameless, that first protocol, it was a hard point, but it's 6 points. It was so tight back and forth. How does Control compare for anyone new to COD?
Yeah, I mean, well, you're talking about roles, like on this map specifically and in Control, like very kill dependent. You want to have map control, not all die in a chain, because things get out of whack when that happens. The subs are going to have to apply a lot of pressure. Like we saw this earlier in the Minnesota match. Nero got loose, goes on a 10 streak in their spawn. That's exactly what you want to see Kremp doing if you're C9, and on the opposing end, what you want to see Snoopy doing if you're Boston. Just who can get that kill lead, spawn trap the longest, typically wins.
Do you guys want to flip your prediction? It's at the half. We're knotted up 1-1.
Cloud9 and 4. Cloud9 and 4.
Boston, it's time to get
Let's
it
go,
done.
Chris.
We send it back over to Merc and Maven. Take it away.
This guy's been betting on sports too much, bro. He's trying to flip predictions.
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't think you can.
No.
Flip predictions.
Unless it's like a Sunday, right? Or where you usually
Oh, that's
like
true.
Vigo.
If it's a Maven Sunday, I'm allowed to do whatever
Right.
I want. I just want to mess with Ant, bro. He gets actually pissed off. It's my favorite thing getting
I
under
would be
Ant's skin.
pissed
But
too. I think it's baloney.
no, it is. It absolutely is. But I don't make the rules, Joe. But no, we do look to continue on now into map 3. We'll see how the Control will break down. I don't want to say it's like a must-win for Boston, but when you look at the Skyline and how good you've been if you're Cloud9, it feels like there's definitely some pressure on you, especially after that search went, to come out here and get a dub. But Control, as they were talking about the desk, has not really been a shining spot for either of these teams.
No, 100%, yeah, it has not been. But as you said, yeah, you get to that Skyline hardpoint in game number 4, where, yeah, Cloud9 4-1 on the year. It's been their strongest hardpoint map. And the way they've been slaying has been, well, it was pretty good in that map number 1. They just could not find a lot of that objective time. But yeah, I mean, Control, it's been an opening for both of these squads.
Been an opening, and who's going to be, neither are great, just who can be a little bit better than the other here and get the dub. We casted a crazy one earlier today. Protocol's been It's been great to have Hacienda in the mix, obviously, but Protocol's led to some wild moments just because I think you get down to like those S&D type situations so often where it's like you're 2v2, you're 4v4, you're battling for B, and it can be so entertaining. But just feeling a little bit of time before everyone ready on the stage to get going. A look and a reminder at how things are going. Optic able to move on along with Royal Ravens today. We're focusing on losers bracket matches today, so the winner of this will take on Rocker. And well, regardless how that goes, that's probably going to be an extended series with the way Rocker's been playing.
Yeah, you have Optic Carolina playing again next.
Yeah, their
last
final
match of the
right?
night, and then
Yep.
you know who do they play? Sort of the loser of Ultra Phase, because that'll flip the bracket. So you have another banger tomorrow between those two squads. But yeah, I mean, Rocker looked solid today. Geo played with a lot of confidence.
What if we just get a shocker, right? Like, you know, there was like the stuff on social, they're going back and forth about who's home series, but we know what KOI and Ultra are running it, but Heretics, we're trying to get people ramped up. If it ends up being like an Ultra Heretics, I mean, that would surprise me. I did not see that coming, but
No.
We'll see if that'll actually be the case. But the big winners bracket matches, those will be going down tomorrow. Reminder, it's a 4-day event, so all sorts of action still to come your way, but we're looking to wrap up day 2 here with the last few matches. Looks like players locked, ready to go, and this is what we were touching on with the control struggles this season. 2-7 for New York, 3-6 for Boston Breach, both on loss streaks. I mean, I guess you got the edge if it goes to round 5 if you're Boston Breach. We'll see if that will be the case.
Yeah, but you have the edge because, I mean, Cloud9 hasn't played this map in particular, so it's one they've avoided, but maybe they're just at the point of desperation. We got to try to run this. Hacienda maybe not working, Vault not working. Vault's been Boston's sort of best map, so gonna avoid that and go for Protocol.
What you're feeling any given day.
Yeah.
Throw a dart at this one sounds good, but for Cloud9 New York, you're gonna want to make sure Purge and Snoopy aren't able to really find openings. They do a really good job there to make sure that can't happen. You get on to B here for a moment, but now Snoopy, as he wins one from the back, you got to worry about him. He's going to be pressure on your back line throughout this. Who comes off spawn? That's Crimp and Mac that are going to be hunting for him. And Snoopy's still picking you apart, but you're getting stuff down here on the ejective. You make Snoopy, this is ideal, like you make him right back to have to actually fight on the point. So you do it on the front line. Unfortunately, Purge picks up the rest.
Yeah, similar to the Surge breakoff we kind of saw earlier, right? Play towards B, pick up the flank as they start to hit on through, and Zib was able to earn a tick. So you at least get one tick towards B, you pause the clock, you still have a minute left. But now the problem, you lose ammo control inside. Is all going to be Boston Breacher coming off spawn, but a nice opening win there for Mac.
Unfortunately, after that, it's everyone from Boston Breach. The only person out is going to be Crimp, and now this is a difficult situation where it's like, Crimp, what does he want to do? Does he want to go back and help his teammates get up spawn? Do you trust them to make the play, and you're still going to be threatened on the other side of the map and able to collapse? Or are you just that guy that like doesn't get involved? It can be, it's got to be a frustrating position.
Well, the problem was at the time as well is nobody found kills, so there was nobody off spawn. Boston, the entire team was on the opposite side of the map, so he's just going to opt to touch B, pause the clock, now get his teammates out. They were able to find a couple of kills, but Cammy still working the flank. Doesn't need to find the shots because Snoopy and Awakening take down 2. Second take comes in towards B. Cloud9 trying to do what they can, and well, Sib and Crimp able to find kills. Now B, almost done.
Minute extension, it is there. All right, so we see a couple opening B caps so far this weekend. We'll now shift focus on over towards A, where bodies starting to get there defensively. For Boston Breach, nice little slide through a chow for Sib, as that'll be his 5th straight. A nice stretch to get them basically even in the lives department. And with a minute left, you feel good to just have a body on the point as much as you can, just to maybe bring this down to lives and give, well, both teams kind of a second win condition. But you got to feel good if that's the offense is, well, when your only win condition is the point, kind of has to dictate your pace and tempo a little bit differently than when you also can just think about the kills. 8v8 now, and
Yeah, there's just
Take
always
their time.
been one more, though, for Boston in their base, and this time it was Cammy to find a double. Nice trade for Mac. He's going to match Sib, both with 9 now. 40 seconds left, 6 versus 6. You see number 1, though, Snoopy just kind of lurking. He's able to find Tremp off spawn. On the other side, Max still keeps it going. And now Breach in danger of losing this first defense.
nice shots there from Mac. 5 in a row for him. 2 versus 3, though. We're not done yet. Now all down to Snoopy. 1 versus 3. He's got to go, and well, you're able to pop and drop him. So great stuff from Cloud9 New York. It looked like they were in for a world of hurt at times, but they were able to get out able to get that minute extension on to B, so like really the early progress they got ended up paying off huge.
Yeah, I mean, you're just kind of getting some individual moments from a couple of players on Cloud9, whether it's Sib and then Max starts to pick it up. And this may be a worry for like Boston Breach fans. You've had some great showings online. You're hoping they're, you know, individually they carry over to land, but they just have not so far.
And they're going to need to quickly after a frustrating search and destroy and a tough opening round. Now you get tested on offense. It could be the more difficult of the two, and you're suddenly looking at an 0-2 hole. Mac working towards streaks probably as he's on 6 straight. I didn't see if he earned it yet. More than likely that's not the case. He's going to need more here. And what an opening break from Cloud9 New York. You're going to have instant pressure. Cammy's spinning in circles, it feels like, and then he's going to get gunned. It's 5 straight kills, make it 6 straight kills. Boston Breach just get pounded right now towards their spawn. 7 looking for 8. Mac continues the streak, finally drops, and maybe with those 3 you're able to get out, but you're already under a minute to go. Attach is still here. He's gonna have the slowest run back in flank. But here I am, still on this side of the map. Attach gets one.
Hey, it works out. It works out. He's going to turn it into a double.
Okay.
Now Purge is off spawn. Snoopy, the lone man for Boston Breach. So, yeah, it's a bit of a slower pinch. Was hoping maybe runs into him, but he's able to get the player off the objective. Down to 35 seconds after that, but there we go. Another 3 dead for Cloud9 New York to allow Boston Breach to start to work the objective.
Now, I kind of like it, honestly, because you know they're calling, well, should be calling names.
Yeah, he's behind us somewhere.
He's behind us, and it's like eventually so much time goes by, it's like, all right, we got to give it up, and then that's right when he attacks. The change in tempo is going to be so tough to deal with, but you're just trying to get that extra minute. You brought it back in the lives department after going, what, a 6 or 7 hole, really right out of the opening, but you got to get this point. Yeah, have any chance in the round.
Cloud9, they're going to probably overextend for this over and over again, right? You know there's 25 seconds left. Just keep pressure on the point. You have top ammo control. Purge is trying to get out, trying to be that OBJ guy. Awakening is able to find one, but you just have nobody on the point, already down to 15.
No, he was getting shot by, I think, 3 different players as he was just dancing in circles to get towards top mid. You do find some kills when you desperately need them. If you're Boston Breach, you get that second tick of progress here at A. They're just going to stack it. Everybody gets on it. Let's make sure we secure this. Lives-wise, you're okay. Again, it started real ugly, but you got back to about even. But can you do what Cloud9 was able to do? They're trying to hunt down Attach. He's just going to stay ironed up throughout it all. Finally will fall. Mac trying to deal with Awakening. And Mac just keeps shooting. Awakening ends up sliding right back into it, hitting him down to 31. 50 to go now. Slight edge for Cloud9 and Live still.
Yeah, right now it's really just the AR. Sip again, up to 19. Him and Attach just slowing it down, controlling power positions. 40 seconds left. You've had a couple of players trying to lurk on both sides, but neither subs can really get going. It's more of a team balance, team effort on the side of Boston Breach. 25 seconds ago, you still have a 2-life advantage. Look at number 8, Attach, just trying to hit that wide flank. He might be the player to shut it down. And well, 3 players remaining for Breach.
Can he win this one? He's able to do it. Takes out Snoopy, staggers that setup even more on Awakening and Cammy now to get it done. They've got to get onto the point to stop this clock. So this is going to be nearly impossible to win, you would think, or does it get a little more interesting? Now, into a 2 versus 3. Make it a 1 versus 3. On Cammy to do it, best of luck. He is down as everybody is shooting it and sending it. And where Cloud9 were able to take a similar round and turn it into a dub, Breach could not do the same thing. Cloud9 up 2.
Yeah, I mean, just a great start in that round for Cloud9.
Yeah.
They jump out to that big lead. You do bounce back, as you said, if you were Boston Breach.
But it was picture perfect for Cloud9 to start, man. I mean, that wastes a good minute, bro.
And I mean, you know how difficult B can be, right? And it just like there's no sort of 3 to 4 dead. It's not clean enough for Breach to work that point.
And even though they were kind of similar situations, that might be the difference. Like one team got A, one team got B. All right, just a little easier to maybe get to A and continue to pause that clock when you really need some time late in the round. Sib keeps it going, leading the lobby at 21. Boston Breach going to have to win 3 straight, or they go into the 1-2 hole and lose back-to-back maps. Looks like another strong start out of Cloud9. Well, Awakening says, hold up, hold your horses.
That's a big double because they were thinking about working B yet again. There was 2 players in that area. Should have had multiple players on it. Still some pressure and well attached, locked in down ammo. He's able to find a double. So immediate pressure from Boston Breach off spawn. You have one player on A pause. The clock back can get active inside the house. Well, he's just trying to help his teammates out, trying to catch a timing. Instead, it's Cammy who hits the slide.
This time more of a default. Crimp somehow staying alive. Thought he was nearly going to get a kill as well, but they'll look to clear that second tick. That'll be great because you were really close to being done with that second portion. They nearly get the full clear for Breach. Make them work for it on A. Right now, you're kind of slowing it down for a second of your Cloud9 because there's so much pressure here from Boston Breach. Civ getting it done with every type of weapon, it feels like. But finally, his little streak comes to an end. See where we're sitting on the current ticks. And like Boston Breach, I mean, best thing you could have for you is a really, I just allow this, right? Don't let them get the minute extension. Maybe another tick, best case. Give yourself a chance maybe to get to around 5.
They just got to get the subs going, and they just are not. They cannot get loose. Persian Snoopy shut down. And well, now you're going to be on that 8 point. So that minute extension is going to come through. Again, you find 5 kills in a row. Map control goes over to Cloud9, and they are just a point away from winning this one 3-0.
Yeah, well, best case I talked about, that was gone quickly. And when you need the kills most, you're doing it again.
Another 3 dead.
Yep, Snoopy's going to be the only one to try and make a play here, and they're able to hold the angle, protect the attach, get bodies onto the point. First bit already done. You got a bit of a stack here. Awakening picks one out of the window, but they've got to trek across the map, try to clear them out. You at least clear one out, so the bit of a stack will stop. Attach's timing is forward as he's worried about top middle, and they actually hit him from the P2 steps. Snoopy might only have 7 HP, but he's at least able to take down one, but you just can't trade like this. You're up 14-7 if you're Cloud9. Boston Breach looking like it's going to be a 3-0 on this particular control, because you're going to need to have some kind of efficiency you haven't had really throughout the course of this series. Okay, all right, well, they get 3 there. Cammy's just
takes
in
one
circles.
though. I mean, they have a minute. I mean, 4 versus 11, a minute. Yeah, this would be how.
Yeah, how? Oh my.
Not that way.
Yeah, and that's why Civ is on 29. When he is shooting straight, he's shooting straighter than just about everybody. This has been a masterclass of a map 3 from Cloud9 New York. You're setting up your best hard point in Skyline. You're feeling in control of this series. It has been a dire year so far from Cloud9. But you're about to be a map away from at least continuing on in this loser's bracket, walking away with an upset. That should seal it. One player left, he'll get shut down. Cloud9 look great there. On protocol control, Civ and the AR is really dominating, making sure, just that you said multiple times, the subs can get nothing done on the side of Boston Breach.
Well, I thought it was interesting, right? I mean, we've been talking about Jackals 3 to 4. You know, on protocol, it could be very AR heavy, but I feel like for the most part, we see like 2. What Mac is doing, he's just pulling it out. He's pulling out a 3rd AR. And maybe that's just to control some of the power positions, try to slow the map down and catch players like Snoopy and Purge. And it's working out. It worked out through that entire map.
You get, what, 24 out of Mac, yeah, 21 out of Civ, 21 out of Attach. They're leading the way in damage for the squad as well. Yeah, it seemed to frustrate them. And we've seen that, I feel like, a lot more this weekend than we have maybe in the online league. Those gaps that subs are finding, those timings that they've been finding. Maybe sometimes it's online, you're walking through bullets a little bit, you're able to get around corners that you're not able to do here on land, but a lot of those, I feel like, just aggressive subs that are finding openings in defense, whether it's like on hardpoint or on control, like they're just getting shut down. Could just be reps getting more familiar.
It could be the AR on land, 100%, but yeah, whatever it is. Maybe it's just Cloud9's game plan.
Yeah, no.
Sort of team's game plan coming into this major.
I feel like in several series we've kind of talked about this, whether it's been us casting or chatting in the green room, where some subs just getting shut down.
Not just adjustments. And now if you're Boston, like, you're a map away from, I mean, as good as this team has been in sort of this turnaround, this is not the first result you would want at the major.
No, and like, I don't want to give them an excuse with anything, but like, again, the phase, like, just kind of throw those away. You get smacked by phase, but like, you've been competitive in every other series. You've had some really big wins. Teams like this are the ones you have beat. Like, you've been able to handle business usually against the teams you're better than. This would be tough. I mean, you come in and get just spanked by phase, then lose to a struggling Cloud9 team. Yeah, that would be hideous, because then it's something like, I don't know, maybe it's an upgrade for Cloud9 on land, sure. We were talking like, all right, good job online.
Well, it's just worrisome when you talk roster, right? And that's really what it comes down to. You stuck with these 4 guys to the end of last year. Just we're trying to build this up, but if you're not going to compete on LAN, then you already start to have those discussions because you don't want to run into what you did last year.
It just seems crazy to have that conversation considering like the start they've had. But yeah, if you get double bopped out, everything kind of flips on its head, right? And it just feels like we went from sort of starting to figure stuff out to lots of teams were like, what the hell? I don't know what to expect. It's like Boston's one of them that sort of seemed to skid a little bit. Vancouver started to improve, we thought, with 3 straight. Carolina seemed to be falling apart. Like everyone just right before the major, we're like, what the hell is going on? Or at least right when we got back from the break. And I don't know, it just seems crazy to me that we're talking about this with Boston, because Boston, I think, even though, again, the FaZe thing, whatever, they got smashed by FaZe, who seems to be hot right now. Everywhere else, they've been good.
Yeah, but they got smoked.
They did. And maybe that's just, you get beat that badly, it's like, do you beat that badly and it just takes the confidence out of you? Like, have you ever had that, though, where you're a team that you think maybe the chance to make a run to a top 4 and you just get absolutely annihilated,
well,
and like that confidence goes away?
It could just be sort of mindset, yeah, like with the game on LAN, right? Just maybe it is just stat. Plays a little bit differently. You're getting away with some things that you normally wouldn't online, and here you're getting caught.
I mean, that's, I assume through your career, that's an adjustment you've had to make more than once,
100%,
right?
yeah. If things are starting to go well on a map, you get to scrims, you're winning it constantly, you get to LAN, then you lose 3 in a row. You're like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, no, we talked about that with some of like the big online teams just back in the day, like that would just dominate online. You get to LAN, it's not like they're suddenly like worse players. It's just you. Yes, some situations that would go your way, or some advantages you expect to have, they suddenly don't. It's just you have to deal with different mid-game adjustments that you normally don't have to. Maybe that's the case. Maybe not. Maybe we're overthinking it, but now
could just be map set. Again,
yeah,
just the fact this gets in.
Yeah.
I mean, the SD gets in. This gets in. This is the Cloud9 map.
Well, Hardpoint hasn't exactly played out how we thought it was going to. I mean, you talk about like Optics run right now, like the best Hardpoint team coming in. They've lost 4, so who the hell knows, Joe? Maybe it was their best online. Here, Boston Breach are going to take over, but their tournament hinges on this map for all the pressure onto Boston Breach. And if you're in the subs, you're really looking to turn things around because Snoopy and Purge not getting much going into control, but on a map like this, you really can. It's AR in hand for Snoopy early. He'll be the one to get inside the hardpoint, but it doesn't last long as Crimp will shut it down. And we did have an amazing hardpoint to start us off, nearly an insane comeback from Cloud9. The fact is, Breach, you got to win both.
And nobody getting a ton of time here. Breach, though, with map control. You can see Snoopy all the way pushed up flat side. But Zib's able to find a double from the hill. He somehow finds 3. And now he's alive, just waiting for his teammates off spawn. With the multi-kill, they're going to have the lead. Now you have to work spawns for P2. You see number 8 attached, trying to take the route. And while he's going to get through, and maybe just, this guy's a little bit different here on LAN.
No, I think Cammy's like, all right, I'm not taking a gunfight with him anymore. Was he the one that in the back window?
I'm not
at the
sure.
end of the protocol that he got his head ripped off? Wasn't that Cammy? Like, Sid is just straight to his eyeball lasers. Mac trying to finesse in the back, but getting in will be Boston Breach. And after the crazy plays from Zib, at least you're feeling pretty good when you talk about the overall objective time. But that's why I think we get frustrated with Zib sometimes when he has like these series where he seems to be playing less aggressive or doesn't really put up numbers. It happens to everybody, but like when he's playing well, he just shoots. It's different. It's like watching like a Dashi POV. It's just like Jesus.
Yeah, he's very talented. Just really hasn't shown it this year, but starting to go off here at the first major. The only problem is I mean, at the start of P2, it's been Boston in control, so they have the lead while they're fighting for this scrap time before we head to P3. Krep maybe just trying to get pushed up, trying to find a couple of kills before P3 spawns in. Well, he's able to do so. He's able to find one, but a quick trade, but that allows Mac to win the one-on-one on P3.
Yeah, as you said, just 2 players remaining there. Mac comes out on top, so the early time, the way of Cloud9 New York, but we'll keep an eye on the crazy split spawns that can come in. You already saw like number 5 worrying about that, and Kremp, but so far we'll kind of keep it to the left-right side spawns for either team, and we'll just kind of bash heads around the point. Purge, what a little sequence here from him. He's a psychopath, though, wants to chow or maybe just get info around the edge when he had like sub 20 HP, but buys enough time for the troops to rally on in. They'll keep control here, and they'll push this lead up second by second. Look at that 20-point advantage. Awakening's 3 streak stops, but you're slaying with them despite the great effort from Zib early on. You're shooting back. Talent-wise, you seem to be okay. You got to keep this going all map long, Mel.
Yeah, just trades back and forth. Cloud9 are going to take this now. They're gonna lose this time, but they have spawns 4P4 attached with a double. There's just constant reinforcements, and yeah, Purge, he's now up to 11, leading the lobby alongside of Awakening. Well, Cloud9 spawns safe for now. But, that's not gonna happen. That's gonna be a 3 dead. Sid's gonna be the last player alive thinking, what's going on? Okay, well, I'm hearing game's ending, so we're gonna come
Okay,
on.
well, maybe that'll be why we saw a very, very easy-looking break here on the P4. I'm not sure what the case is. It looks like Cloud9 player did just drop out. So, issue here. We're sorry, crowd. We love you. We'll get back as quickly as we can, I promise. But I wonder why that looked like, dude, they like have the setup and there's a second passes, 3 drop, and they're breaking. Figure maybe something going wrong, and that does seem to be exactly what it'll be. So once we have more information, we'll let you know. But I'm thinking early in a hard point like that, we're probably just looking at a full replay here of the map 4.
Yeah,
more
probably
than
just a little
likely
tough because you start to get going, right? You get some multi-kills on Purge's side.
Yeah.
Controlling a big part of that game, but yeah, something with Sibs, probably just game crash or something, and we'll get right back into it.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe, honestly, a moment to take a breath might not be the worst thing for Breach, though, after how map 2 went, how map 3 went. You hop right into a hard point. Yes, I know they were shooting, they were there battling, but maybe a chance to talk through things. And yeah, I know we had him on camera. I was looking at the lobby, too. It does look to be Sib that's having issues. So we'll remake the lobby and hopefully get back into this quickly. Probably frustrated a bit if you're Boston Breach, but I don't know. I mean, not the worst thing maybe to chat through things either. I know we showed this a little bit ago, but just a reminder of where we're going as we continue on at Major I tournament here in Madrid, Spain. The lower bracket's starting to take shape. We know what things look like on the top side of it. The top teams and the winners will be competing tomorrow. What are you thinking for winners final? Who do you got?
These look good. I mean, they won, both hard points.
No, those hard points were absurd.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if they can keep that going because Miami was able to take both versus Optic. Toronto FaZe, like your leading FaZe because sort of the minor victory, but it just, I mean, last year it was matchup, right? Ultra dominated that. That was the one team FaZe couldn't beat.
Is it still a matchup thing for you even when 2 players are swapped out?
It might be. I don't know. We're not sure yet.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
It might be. It very much might be. It might be an inside Kleenex thing. They just love to play those guys. They have for a long time.
No, that's what's fun over the course of the year, just to see some of those rivalries and matchups that develop. Sometimes it just depends on the title.
I mean, when I talked to him easy, like he thinks Ultra is very good, so it could still be a matchup thing.
Okay. Insight and Kleenex has been annoying them for 5 years or whatever it is. Well, what do you think you're chatting through if you're Breach right now? You lose 2 straight maps. You have a replay. Like, if you're like the leader on the team, how do you keep people locked? Or you just kind of sit there and chill?
I mean, I was always a guy that like throwing a joke here too, right? Just try to get people to laugh.
Lighten the mood up a little bit?
Lighten the mood up, but maybe a little bit difficult after you get slammed yesterday, you're down 2-1. You're just kind of just saying, let's just stick to our game plan, make sure the comms are on point. I think that's always a key.
Well, and it sounds like you think, it's fist bump drop, that's a good sign. Hopefully we'll be loaded in a second here, but you think like, this is one of those series in the year where like you lose and the team's changing type thing.
I think for both
sides. Yes, exactly. Like for both sides. Like this is one of those, like everything's on the line.
I mean, I don't know
series.
if Boston will because they had such a good start to the year.
They may not.
There's just like a worry.
It has to be in the back of your head.
There's a worry. 100% on the Cloud9 side. Yeah, I think if you lose this, there is without a doubt a change.
Even if you win this,
it still could be one.
Yeah, no, there still could be. There still could be.
There's an old Surge player just kind of lurking on the outside. Maybe waiting to join his 2 old teammates in Mac and Sib.
Yeah. That could be the case, but map, yep, we are loading back up. We'll be right back into it. Thank you for your patience in here and at home. I know, excited to get to the final series tonight and continue on with the tournament, but a little bit of a hiccup. We'll see if there's any major changes. In the early going, it was really Sib frying through the P1. Then it flipped on its head a bit. Awakening will be the first person in to at least work the objective time. Snoopy sees just about everybody in front of him, using the bench as best he can. Some damage through to multiple players. I thought could have softened them up maybe for an easy pick from Awakening, but I think the first player that crosses wasn't one of the ones to take any damage. So you get out if you're Cloud9. Mac turns it into 2. Working to flip these spawns, and you get on 30 to do just that.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't react. You get the spawn flip, and the worst part is they get you off the time. So Cloud9 wasn't the best start, but now they're right back into it. They have P2 control. Pretty much even so far. For every kill you find, I mean, Persia's gonna find one, but he's the only player out for Boston.
It's just crazy. Like, you see the angle from Snoopy. He gets all info. Like, 3 of them spawning there. Within 5 seconds, they've cleared out the point. They flip spawns. Like, that's Skyline. Like, it can happen so fast. You react a little too slow. And we already talked about how Call of Duty is played so fast. And usually when new teams come into the league, it's a speed thing. Like, you have to get used to how fast it is. But some maps a little bit different than others.
And I think Cloud9 gets a little blessed right there. I mean, the spawns come up. You had 3 dead for Boston. Mac was able to find it, and then they spawn patio. So all of Cloud9 looks like they lost P2 early, able to recover, a little bit of help from the game. And now Breach going to have to retake through Catwalk.
Yeah, and you spawn out about as far as you can on the map. Mac still plucking faces with the sub in hand, but what a great P2 this is. Yes, you get blessed a bit, but looks to be just about perfect. Yep. And now this is not what you wanted in the restart from Boston Breach. This is where you start to really get moving in that P2, start to take some control. It's going to have to start now in the P3.
Yeah, I mean, the difference here, I mean, Mac is 11-5. On the other side, Snoopy's struggling. He was 1-7, does find a kill. But P3 was very good for Boston. Last time we were here, and well, they have control. You can see on one side is Persia, on the other is Cammy locking it down.
They go for the pinch. They're able to shut that down. Yep, they win it on both sides. So that is perfect from Boston Breach. Trying to deal with splits, trying to deal with just the old-fashioned flank and pinch. Going to be a more heavy-handed hit through the front. You split shots between 2 players and can't finish either. So P3 continues to be great. Nice little nade there as it rebounds off the wall and does shut down 1 inside the point, but you're able to rally back in if you are Boston Breach. Finally, kind of a clearance for Cloud9 with 20 seconds left. It looks like they want to push for flips, though. Snoopy's trying to make the play. Maybe he hasn't done it in the slang. I thought he was just going to push through and try to flip, but he ends up challenging back to the hard point.
Yeah, a lot of the times we have 15 seconds left, you know, he's already thinking a couple of Cloud9 players are backing up looking for him. So maybe just try to take the scrap time away, but that wasn't the case. All of Cloud9 was still around P3, but you're finding kills through Persian Awakening, but spawns, well, yeah, they should flip, and they do. Snoopy's going to find a double Breach with P4 control.
Okay, well, eventually he's able to make the play. I thought maybe he was going to try to. Just does it a little bit deeper into that P3 due to, well, just your P2 being so good for Cloud9. You still have a lead here, but maybe starting to feel the pressure a little bit. Snoopy, again with the multi-kill, goes huge for the squad. Nobody in the point, though, as of now. So you're still able to take a lot of map control, at least be aggressive towards this point if you are Cloud9. You get closer and closer. Boston Breach, there's the 4-man wipe, right back into the hard point. We should be seeing a lead change, and yeah, you're spawning out as far as you possibly can. Because number 4 in Purge starts to push it out. That's what can happen with the 4 down. You allow someone to get across the map just like that.
And I mean, what a turnaround from Snoopy. I said, what, he was 1-7 around P3. Purge, he's on 4 in a row. Now he's getting going. They flipped his spawns. This is the side they want for P1 and P2. Great play so far for Breach.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to the first playthrough. It just took a little bit longer maybe to get to when the Jets started going for him. A couple hard points later, but you start to really step it up big time if you're Boston Breach. See if Snoopy and Purge can't keep it going. Cammy's POV up top, he's going to find nothing. I swear Civ headshots Cammy every single time they get into a gunfight. But with, well, almost exactly a tie game. We'll really see if Cloud9 can replicate what they do at P2. And if you're Boston Breach, if you can avoid the flip happening. You thought maybe the comms and reaction were a little bit slow last time through. Well, this time let's hear. Let's hear Boston Breach and how they deal with the potential flip. Let's go to the comms.
One shot, waiting for you. Yeah, Mac Jim, one shot, Mac Jim, one shot. Hold on. Mac Jim, nice. Hold on, bro. You talk, tiny weak. No, they spawned out, Hold on. Nice, good shit. I'm up, you were top, Nice, still one. Yeah, I got top mid. I'll see him by his back, I think. Could be under zip, could be under zip, could be zip to back line, maybe. Top zone, 2 top zone, 2 top zone. Yeah. 2 stops, I'm gonna try to spawn the back. Yeah, what yeah, spawn the back. Look for Mac. Mac is in the back. Glass black, bro. You can be glass black. Yeah, in the back, boys. He's one moving, he's charming. He's weak, Mac. He's dead. Nice, good shit. Yo, front again. Yeah, Mac's on the right. Heard you. Can we go? Yeah, keep it on the left. Can we back the right? Yeah. Nothing else in. Deep alley attached. Then one yeah. One was out left. I'm spent a minute, bro. Yo, top nice one, give me back, probably. Yo, one time, bro. Let's see. I see Sib would wall. Yeah, back to this. Yo, piano. Grab piano.
I see coaches. Yo, in the back, Max.
On
the back, Max.
They're gonna be left already. One more.
Nice shit, bro. That's what you do.
Can we throw left already?
Yeah.
I don't see him.
I can get top mid, boys. I can get top mid.
Yeah,
Top mid already. Krem's already top mid, boys. He's already top mid, okay? He's gonna go with wall. Krem's gonna go with wall. Nice. Nice. Let's Krem. He's weak last back. Okay. I'll give back left, Joe. Back left attach. Front left attach. You go.
Stop was one bed there.
I hear you. I'm back left, boys. It could be child off left, Joe. Yeah, okay. Attach back left as well.
Max on time, one shot. Max, one blow on time. There's
Sip, that one more there side. I'm one shot. Give me a second. There's two. Still one shot, boys. Still one shot.
They're both there.
I'm still. Yeah, attach back left. They can push through back left.
one shot.
Attach push through left, right? Yeah, attach push through left. Yeah, I spawned there, boys. Yeah, he's gonna be on the He's 7 on that.
Touch weak.
Miss him. Can be top side, right?
Dude, I don't know. You looked at me, you were like, this is chaos. Like, listen, Skyline can be chaos, but their comms were chaos. All I heard was like, and I heard you.
I know
Heard
I'm old, but man, yeah, I mean, that was quick. Yeah, it should just be the map. I mean, they were calling out names. They were trying to track certain players, but it felt like every time it got chaotic, they went like 4 dead. They gave up a multi-kill.
It's the only time the comp slowed down is when it was 4 dead.
Yeah, so there was a couple of moments there. Yeah, they just could not convert. I mean, you still have this lead if you are Cloud9. In position, though, is Snoopy, but the number's a little bit too much right now. As New York is in, but Awakening trying to do what he can with the pistol, going for the gunfight and the slide, able to do it. Great stuff out of Awakening.
Dude, Ant just like jumped for joy. Nameless is so happy, bro. Giga's making plays. They still got a lot to do though. Down 30, but an insane sequence there from Awakening as he's up to 29. They needed him to step up. He's doing it at least in the slaying department. As you shut down the rest of this time, you'll bring it within, what, 15? We get ready for our third set. And I'm hoping Boston Breach just maybe have taken in some oxygen. Take a breath. I know you're feeling the pressure. You don't want to get knocked out of this tournament, but comms seemed a little hectic.
They can hear you. They heard you.
Seeming that way. Purge. He's on 3 straight. Looking to step it up. Eyes on 1 more, well, 2 or 3. At least getting info out to his team. As they'll stay inside the hard point. The subs getting it going. It's a multi from Purge into Snoopy making a play. You haven't been able to flip yet, though. The safe spawn's still going to come in for Cloud9, at least with regards to
this
that
is so
P2.
much time, though, at P1. I mean, they have the lead now. They do such a good job putting pressure on the spawn flip where Awakening's just been hanging out. He's able to earn the Hellstorm.
Here goes Snoopy.
So Awakening's got 30 in 2 minutes in the hill. He is hitting a different level throughout this map, but as you said, it's Snoopy starting to make the play. Attached, trying to find the trade. Well, split spawns come in. Well, parallels just do the positions around P2, but you earned so much time at this first hill, and now Boston Breach have control of the second hill.
Yeah, you don't get the full flip at first, but yeah, it's the splits, really. You get 2 to spawn out from Cloud9. Snoopy lurking, making plays, up to 27, hitting shots at range, and trying to go big late in this one. Up over 200 points versus Boston Breach. We'll see how far Snoopy can push this streak, but here comes the big push from Cloud9. Attach tries to slide out. Snoopy still trying to do work, just not enough HP left to get the slide and chow. Well, 1 spawn safe in the back, and the hard point for now, it's Cloud9, but with numbers here, you get right back in if you're Boston Breach. 30 still to go on the hard point. You can't quite win it if you're Boston Breach, but you can make this so difficult in P3. At least in the first playthrough, in the first one, that's where you've been so strong if you're Boston Breach.
He's trying to do everything right now, and he is.
I swear, when we watch his POV sometimes, like Last Alive in Search, Awakening looks like the best player on the planet, and then I'm like, how's the guy in -10?
Not this map.
No, not this map. Approaching 40, 35 and 26. Super Soaker with 2.5 in the hard point as well. 10 points, making 9 points for the victory. 1 break here, and you may seal the deal.
Oh,
push this to a map 5.
Yeah, challenge.
Cannot be challenged.
Yeah, keep going.
Not able to finish it, but yeah, hold forward. Can Cloud9 contest? They can, but just for a moment, it is done. Awakening, Gigawake takes over. Has an incredible map. We've been wondering where that guy has been. Get him back to land in a map 4. The best hard point for Cloud9 at 4-1. It's Skyline. Well, it's Boston Breach. that take over and push it to a map 5.
I mean, that's probably the best map we've seen from Awakening all year long, and it is at a pivotal moment when they are down 2-1 at the major. Just goes nuclear, and I mean,
Yeah,
just
James
kind of
needs to change of clothes. Well, he was sweating over there.
I mean, I can't wait to see the map flow because that second P4, I mean, and then it is just that P1 where they are 40, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You flip the spawns at P2. Breach just ran away with that game.
Oh yeah, no, it was 100% that. That and into the flip, just an incredible series. I mean, you were down what 60 plus early in the game, but wow, those last few minutes just so good. What a map there from Awakening, doing it in the hard point, doing it in the damage, doing it in the slang, doing it everywhere from all sides, the front, the back. Awakening was taking over, Joe.
No, he was. I mean, yeah, obviously everyone else starts to step up, but he just stands out right now. I mean, just goes off.
Yeah, I mean, it was some multis from Purge and Snoopy that really kind of, that sequence you're talking about, the P1 and T2, they had some big kills, but he was in full-on Terminator mode throughout all of it.
Yeah, so at that P4, they got to 172, and then they got 12 points the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely flatlined, just demolished by Gigawake and the Boston crew. But now it comes down to one search and destroy. Remember, this is win or go home. It's going to be Protocol S&D to decide it. I swear to God, Joe, every one of these we have casted has been like a 6-0, 6-1. Someone gets slammed. This is what it can't. We're on land now. I need this to be a nail biter down to around 11. Give me an absolute banger.
It might happen because, like I said, Cloud9 has not played this, and there's probably a reason for that. But we'll see. I mean, that was the same case in map number 3, but maybe they got something up their sleeve.
Well, they looked really good in that, right? So maybe it means nothing. I mean, a couple series we've cast this year, not playing it means absolutely nothing. They're getting it done in scrims. They're looking for improvements and finding where they're going to get it done on land. We're 4 maps in, 1 map to decide it. One more series to close out the night. Do not go anywhere. We're hoping you're enjoying the show here in Madrid. We'll be right back after this quick break.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League. Upgrade your game with the SCUF, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Oh, we have returned and we're ready to continue on a map 5. Breach. Cloud9 New York. It's a big one because we were just touching on this a couple maps ago. Like, this is one where, like, you lose, you might make a change if you are either side. And now it comes down to a map 5, so you feel even more pressure because you always do. Also, the bingo card is what? Game 5, round 11? So
yeah,
we got to get there. Maybe that's possible.
Maybe. We'll see.
I would love it. I almost said it. That'd be delightful.
Well, almost.
Yeah,
You're not going to give
almost.
them a free one?
No, I'm not giving a free one yet. I got to save it, Joe. I got to save it when it really matters. When I actually give out the bingo.
Wow, speaking of Game 5s, hasn't been great for Cloud9 New York. They have not won one on the year. On the other side, 4-2. Boston, they have been pushed to the distance, but you can see maybe the biggest stat, that opening duel win percentage, 40% for Cloud9. Needs to be better here in this Game 5.
Yeah, no, I mean, attached for a long time. He's a guy we talk about the ice, like his search and destroy plays, Game 5s, how icy he has been, but that's the opposite of ice. That ice is melted, super melted out.
That's back when he was a sub. That's
true. That's true.
A long time ago.
That's true. We've had some AR ice.
Some little ice.
A little ice, but 0-4 in map 5. That is a
not
tough
this year.
one to look at. No,
yeah.
not this year. No, none whatsoever. It all comes down to this losers bracket match here at Major I Madrid, Boston Breach, Cloud9 New York, and away we go. Awakening, I mean, Lord, dude. You have a map like that, you know he's going to be last alive several times. I feel like this is the search game where he pulls one of those off. Like, he's going to pull off one of those crazy 1v3s. I just got a feeling, Joe.
I'm in.
Because he is shooting straight.
Might be this first round. Cammy's going to get blooded. Now, Percy's going to have to try to make a play.
Yeah, it might unfortunately be in a 3v1 immediately. Well, Purge looking to collapse, so it's Awakening that will get that pick over top of him. Purge, you see he's about to snap out of it, but it's too late. He gets dropped, attached there with the patience to shut it down.
And Snoopy's been here the whole time, right? They've been thinking about this beat bomb site. The timing might work out. They're just so worried about the zipline flank. They are able to find Awakening, though, so it's down to Snoopy. 1 versus 2, 30 seconds left, and well, he's going to get caught. You just take your time if you're Cloud9. You don't leave your base. All 3 players in that area. You pretty much give up the bomb sites, both of them. You say go for the plant. They don't do it. They don't take it. Cloud9 win the round.
Oh, I'm sure when Purge shouldered that, or well, chow that, and Attach is just crouched there holding a heady, he was just like, bruh.
Yeah, he also had an AR, so maybe he's thinking that. But yeah, just a tough challenge for him for sure.
Just gets zapped. So far, so good for Cloud9. Everybody involved, you get a kill literally from every player, so you'll take that early. First blood goes to Civ. We'll see if they can keep the advantage as we continue down to round 2, but it won what? It was 6-3 in the map 2. Got pretty dominant towards the end. The first blood this time is going to be Awakening. He's getting involved early in these rounds. Snoopy, he's able to snap back and find one Attach. Well, are you surprised he's in a window? That's a bad death from Snoopy, though. That's just one you don't need to give away.
Yeah, just for a little jump, just trying to get down, ends up getting caught. 2 versus 2. Bomb is down though, so Civ and Attach, both with ARs, and feels like maybe Boston ready for this. I saw Purge maybe looking this way. But similar to last round, the defense, they're just going to stay inside of ammo. Now start to go down spiral, so just timings on both sides.
40 to go. Well, you say timings on both sides, yeah, I mean, right as they get out, they get in. See bomb on the minimap in its position. Now under 30. They're at least able to get some info with the spot onto Awakening. They'll get bomb back, and you get a player into Helly and get this plant. This becomes interesting. Awakening trying to activate before they can get it down, or set up Purge to get across and stop it, and he's able to do that. The plant doesn't come in. So now you've got to get across and get the plant. Not going to happen. Purge gets aggressive. Awakening hits his shots, and you win the 2 versus 2.
I mean, risky play out of Purge, but he goes for it, and he sets up his teammate in Awakening. I think the stun hit so stops the slide on this, but great shots from him. But yeah, I mean, Purge just goes for it. Knows the player is on the plant. If he doesn't get that, bomb is planted 2 versus 1. Awakening probably loses.
Yeah. They got that plant done. You are in trouble fighting from that side of it. But Purge just hits it with the Bandon, just sends it. They seem calm there as they're chatting through stuff. They tie it up 1-1. Awakening pick it up right where he left off, up to 3-1, lead the squad. This time, looking for the A hit.
I mean, they're going to get it for free.
Yeah,
right?
you usually see some kind of presence here, at least with like a stun, a nade.
And well, that's big. Kemi's had a couple of early deaths, so he's going to find the first blood, but immediately traded from attach. So 3 versus 3.
He's still got a frag here on Crimp. The utility going to be huge in trying to crack this open. You have what, a stun on Sib.
No
Crimp with the
trophies I can
frag.
see.
Yeah, no trophies that we see down for now. So can they hit this utility and make people start to panic, soften this up as they go to push? I imagine they're going to play off the frag. Frag goes in. Doesn't matter. They clean sweep them. The utility's not going to be enough to break that up.
And well, that's normally why we don't see that bomb site given up for free, right? Obviously, there could be a plan. Yeah, I mean, can save utility, can save grenades, but it could just be still so difficult. And that's just props to Boston Breach. But really, both sides early on attacks, they kind of focused top middle. They focused on B, so you switch it up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the hardest hard point to break in the game. Yeah. Like, you think, try not to give that up for free, but trust it maybe in the retake, and not able to do it there. Attach with 4. Awakening with 4. No real crazy results yet, but Awakening shooting right now. Awakening is shooting right now.
Well, Krem is going to close that door, and I'm not really sure why, but it ends up getting him caught.
Yep.
He like starts to back up on his route, is worried about it, and well, that turns into a first blood.
Yeah, you're gonna think back through that one. You give Awakening Fuse too many bullets there to put you down. He's like getting shot at as he's trying to do it too, I swear. But you'll get the plant, an opportunity to win this in 3 versus 4. You at least got a player heli, you got a player lurking opposite house. Attach the one you're really gonna have to deal with. They're trying to pepper him through the helicopter. And Awakening, I thought he had that one, but Sip does do it. You're not able to get across. Due to Attach's position, Matt continues to dance. Purge and Cammy still going to be up. Cammy is trying to get the angle. You just need to hit Chris shots there to shut him down. He knows the pressure is going to come forward from Sib. Not able to win it. You had numbers there off the Awakening first blood if you are Boston, but you just never deal with Attach inside a heli. And I mean, if Awakening wins that fight in the Civ, I mean, that might do it too.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit of an early chow from Awakening, but he's had the hot hand, so you say to kind of go for it, right? Play your way, play with confidence. But you got to be feeling good. I mean, yeah, Krem kind of gives him one. Maybe he's thinking if he closes that door, right? If they're working B, they see that door's closed, right? There's nobody on that side of the map. He can start to work that pinch, but instead gets caught. Doesn't matter, though. His teammates lock the round down towards B.
First blood's heavy to Boston Breach so far, but you're tied up. They've got 3 out of the 4. That is something Cloud9 gonna work to improve. That heady deep can be so tough to deal with. Where you see Sib, but it is another first blood for Boston Breach. Purge does it this time, but as Cammy drops, Awakening's trying to stab. He's getting shot from what feels like everywhere. The bomb will get planted now down at A, but all right, you've got numbers to retake this time. Last time Cloud9 don't find a lot of success. This time you can do it in the 3 versus 2. Snoopy not overstaying his welcome, able to get out. Everyone looks to activate. Purge from up top. Snoopy still finessing below. Purge and Snoopy, the dynamic duo, looking to get it done. I love that from Purge. Don't overchild. You got 9 HP. Play the time. Make Sib work for it.
He's just got like no time.
Yep. Good luck with this one. I thought they were, oh my God, that was a lot closer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought they lined up perfectly at first as he slid around.
I mean, we all know how slow mantles are in this game. I thought he mantled up. He still might have. Jumps on the bomb. Does he jump on the computer? Oh, that was almost just.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That was almost a disgusting round. I almost threw up.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy hell, that got scary. But they do hold it off in the 2 versus 3. Big clutch there from Boston Breach, but they had us clenching.
And I mean, just great play out of Purge, right? You're down in numbers. You know, he's able to find the opening, turn it into a 2 versus 2, then a 2 versus 1. But yeah, it just feels like you have really 2 different styles here. I mean, Boston, they're just trying to play around A. This is the first time Cloud9 has really attacked this site. But it's been their ARs that have been dominant on the map so far.
Well, it's going to be a difficult retake because you've got trophy coverage as well. 4-on-4, try to break into A.
It's a ton of info.
The route now from Kremp, and he's just opened him up. I thought he had 2, but you're at least able to stop the bleeding there. and trade it if you're a Boston Breach, but you got to go. Pressure's on. 25 seconds to go. They do see Sib cross. It's a slow peek to chow that. They hit him down to 50 HP, but they can't finish the kill. Now attached with the route through on the flank. His teammates doing everything inside. It's all on Awakening to try and clutch up. It seems to be just a matter of time. He's not ready for that attach play. How can you be?
Yeah, well, Kremp hits the timing. And the big thing is that I think Awakening's in a car, right? So he's in the RC car. He has to get out of that. That could have been a lot uglier, but Purge was there for the trade. And then, yeah, just again, these A bomb plants are going down for free. Neither team able to retake.
So difficult to do. We'll see if eventually somebody can have some success in doing just that. But attach, he'll be leading the way in the lobby. He's up to 7. He's frying. Maybe we'll get the bingo round 11. We're getting closer and closer as we now continue into round 7. Breach back to offense. Breach back to looking for info. You hear the RC out. Snoopy's going to play from top zip for now as they're trying to maybe do a little delayed attack or
Well, I think they're waiting for the car.
Or yeah, RC being the issue here.
Yeah, it's just got a 3P his doorway, so he's got to wait for it. Sib just hanging out. And while this is just going to burn the clock here for Boston Breach.
Attach, trying to get the angle. The shots we saw Awakening hit onto Kremp a couple rounds ago. Back over to the car. Okay, they'll get rid of that. The little info they get. Kremp just going to continue to hold here for now. Bomb starting to work its way up. Stun exhausted. He'll still have a frag if it's going to end up being an A retake.
Well, again, yeah, you have nobody inside of A, so this is should just be a retake, right? They dealt with the car. Purge is getting so much info down low. It's open. So, yeah, bomb being planted yet again.
Let's see if they'll have a trophy for coverage this time around. The movement, Kremp nearly hits it, but not going to be enough movement. Mac, though, able to get 2. They'll have numbers again. It's going to be Purge and Snoopy again. They had to clutch up in a 2 versus 3. Going to have to clutch up in a 2 versus 3, and it looks like he loses. Like, Amos is there for a second. Snoopy, though, with the patience. Not gonna matter though. They have numbers if you're Cloud9. They take the round. I thought maybe Snoopy about to pull off something insane, but like, did a nade hit or something? They were Purge. That looked insane. Is he like slid around?
No, I
feel like he is dragged to the floor.
Yeah, it just doesn't connect. And then on the other side, Awakening, he's working the flank. Cammy dies again. Cammy having a rough map. But maybe Awakening just kind of overchallenges a bit, right? He's just thinking if they're a big door, maybe he can turn it into a double, but he finds one, turns it into a 3-on-3, and then just kind of overextends. He ends up getting caught, but yeah, I mean, finally you get a retake at the A-bomb site.
Probably not going to be many of them, but you get one that matters to now take the edge. Frustrating one there for Breach. He had numbers for a moment, but things dissipate quickly after that. See if Boston Breach can continue this back and forth, but Sib, car out again, this time dealt with quickly. We'll have the info that they are there. Sib trying to get out, nearly caught, but able to do it. Tries to hit him back with the pre-fire, but that won't connect. Now you're thinking, let's get this towards B. Car gets smoked as soon as you go down towards A, so they're wrapping this out. The player deep is going to be Awakening. He's been the hot hand, and we'll see if he's going to be able to deal with this.
Might get isolated, though. This could be a double chow. Yeah, as soon as he gets spotted, and it will be. Tries to deal with that, but he's just all by his lonesome. Doesn't play safe enough. Now Persia's going to be there on the rotate, but he's going to get caught as well. Just playing off the info, knowing there's so many players over towards A, and now Cloud9 running away with this game.
It's all on Snoopy. Best of luck with this. He is going to get dropped. Cloud9 stringing together rounds, and now a round away from taking it. They took the map 2-6-3. They're close to doing that here as well. But yeah, you get the info with the car. You take the play to B, and I mean, if you're Awakening, do you just back that all the way up the statue, try to play it safer, or you rely on your teammates to get to you? What goes wrong?
I mean, he's just worried about, yeah, you have down low and sidewalk. Just doesn't expect a double chow. Yeah, I mean, I think you just probably give that up. If you don't have a teammate sidewalk, you can just play a retake. But he's just trying to maybe, again, find one. And after the game 4 he had, he's just kind of been taking fights.
Yeah.
Well, that time got caught again.
Got to go 3 straight now if you're Boston Breach. We'll see if they'll give A to him for free. Let's see if they're hoping that's the case, but it's not going to be the case. You've got 2 players here. Snoopy gets the info. He's going to get out for now as they'll continue to dance.
And Max going off. He's on 5 in a row. He's up to double digits now. And he's been pushing the pace. He's a big reason why they had those retakes.
Yeah, I mean, it was all Sib and attach really early, right? At least in the kind of slaying department, but You're right, Mac erupts. I'm sure he's thrilled to be back on the main stage and a chance to move into the next round. Purge gets eyes, some damage in, but can't quite clip his wings, and then the first blood comes in from Kremp. Snoopy gonna get dropped. Purge still looking to activate. But that was your bomb carrier that dropped as well, yeah?
Yeah, bomb down. I mean, Purge, there's like a couple of timings where maybe he's gonna get behind enemy lines and still could.
Lord.
Max so weak, but able to play his life, but Purge finds a double 2 versus 2. They have to plant this bomb in quickly. Pressure gonna be here right away.
Purge back to full health. Bomb is planted. Tournament hopes on Purge and Cammy now. Cammy is just struggling. 1 and 8 out of him. And Cammy to 1 and 9, just choke slammed in this one. All the pressure to Purge. He's gonna be working on the ace. Sees one get away, trying to snap back, trying to evade bullets. The chow won't happen. Sib on his feet. Cloud9 taking 5.
And well, big match victory for them. Get a couple of search wins, play a couple of maps. You have it in an official match. Happy to be back on land, and I mean, Sib has himself a series. We've been asking for it. He has been underperforming online, but not here.
Not here. He steps up in a big way. Matt goes crazy in the map 5, as you were talking about. Cammy just struggles in that one. Can't seem to get anything going individually. Awakening, I think after that hot map where he nailed it, maybe taking some chalice he didn't need to. Could have repositioned at times, or when they had numbers, just dying in an inopportune position. But when you need to take advantage of a situation, Cloud9 were able to do just that. And I mean, listen, we were wondering about the vetoes. That was gonna be the issue, but the fact that you were able to at least trade out the skylines and win the map 4, I mean, you got it to a map 5 for your Boston Breach, but you just aren't able to win a search. You're never really in control. You go back and forth a little bit in the early battle, but once the adjustments start to happen, it's all Cloud9. I mean, after the first, 3 to 4 rounds, it is just Cloud9 that really starts.
Yeah, I mean, early on it was the ARs, but then Mac just starts to get going. I mean, he pulls out another sub to help out Kremp, and that's when those retakes happen over towards A. As soon as that happens, I think Boston Breach, they just had a lot to deal with. There was multiple cars. There's just so much to do, and they just never really could find any timings towards B.
I mean, that's a tough one for Cammy in the sense